You know, with all this financial mumbo jumbo and all these riots going on, it's amazing that I almost completely forgot I have to do a wrestling news video this week, even though I probably didn't forget. I probably just thought, has there actually been any wrestling news this week? Because honestly, from what I've been looking at, what I've been trying to find in the early part of this week-long period between in the news videos, I couldn't find much. You know? I literally just thought to myself, yeah, there's going to be some wrestling news at some point. Because by the time the weekend came round, I only had, what, two or three pieces of news for this video? I now have around nine, and that's only the last, what, 2, 3 days? So, that's good enough for this. I always think the wrestling news pipe often gets quite hot in the week, so let's find out and hope. It's a bit of a cold still. The fun things I'm going to start doing, I'm going to try and see if I can find a funny forum title topic, because I found one this week that'll probably jump the gun. Has Ken Anderson jumped the shark? Shark. I burst out laughing when I saw it the other day. It's just fucking hilarious. And then again, I don't watch TNA, so I have no idea what the fuck that topic was on about, so ha! Thanks for that. First piece of news, of course, that Stacy Keibler is apparently dating George Clooney. Clooney, this is speaking not for me, because I'm not a person who really gives a shit about romance and all that kind of shit. That's not my type of thing. But to all these men out there who were salivating over her for years, they must be pretty fucking jealous of you, George Clooney, because you got the legs to yourself. You are a lucky person. If I was millions of guys in the US and around the world who gave a shit. But, yeah. Anyway, I think you're very lucky to have Stacey Keibler to yourself. You take care of her. Apparently, WWE are thinking of having other wrestlers behind the Sin Cara mask while he's suspended, because they want to bring him back to build up on his popularity still. But they don't want him on TV because he's the actual the Mystico, as we know him, is suspended. So they're bringing other people back. I know I don't want to give out SmackDown spoilers, because that's obviously what I don't want to do. But I know already that there's a guy, an FCW guy, who is behind Sin Cara's mask at recent house shows and stuff like that. So if you don't want to know, watch on SmackDown, or if you do want to know, just go to NoDQ and look there. Speaking of NoDQ, NoDQ.com, if you haven't been onto there and not seen a picture of a young CM Punk with Stone Cold Steve Austin, if you haven't seen that, then click the link in the description, because I've got it in there. The picture is in the description. I've got it up on my tabs right now, ready to put on after this video. I feel if the feud between these two does ever materialise, then this would be a great picture to use, wouldn't it? Because seriously, imagine the fact that I remember that basically that CM Punk didn't pick up straight edge until he got into college, or something like that. He did, of course, he never drank anything up until then. But just imagine a young CM Punk, not knowledgeable in the way of straight edge, with Stone Cold Steve Austin. Think about how much of a wave that could cause. Yeah? Think about it. And also, you remember this controversy. Speaking on the topic of pictures, you guys remember the controversial picture of The Undertaker with a bald head that everybody went crazy about that surfaced around this summer? You remember that? Have you ever doubted its authenticity? Well, you know what? Doubt no more. Because, so to say again, NoDQ.com have stated that a WWE source has confirmed that Taker has, in fact, shaved his head. Now, that can only speak two things for me. One, he is going to come back as the American Badass, which I can pray. Or, he isn't coming back for this foreseeable future. Because there's no way he'd be able to portray the dead man with a bald head unless he was going for something a bit different. You never know. Could be. Could be. Then again, I would never doubt anything The Undertaker does, because he's effing awesome. But whatever happens, if he comes back in whatever way, if he comes back and can still pull off good stuff, I'm fine with it. An unconfirmed THQ source has stated that the designs have been made to include Brock Lesnar in WWE 12. Yeah, you heard my lips right. This, I didn't believe it in the week. I still don't, because the roster reveal is on Saturday. He could be the mystery star that could be revealed in September. And the fact is that McMahon has been on speaking terms with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar about a DVD, his participation with the Greatest Stars of the 21st Century DVD as well. And they said it wasn't anything to do with on-TV stuff, was it? So this could be part of the deal. Imagine Brock Lesnar in WWE 12 when we already possibly have Foley coming in. This roster reveal keeps getting possibly better by the minute. They're really trying to feel like we are going to get something big. I'm looking forward to Saturday for this, because apparently there's shooting stars coming and over the sky on Saturday. I'll be distracted by the roster reveal. Nonetheless, if that does turn out to be true, well done for THQ. If it doesn't, well, that's another fish in the bag for next year, eh? Definitely. Triple H is in serious consideration. He's very serious about reviving the tag team division by bringing in legitimate tag teams from other promotions to help do that, which is something big. I think the guy, if he's that in for it. There's even been word going round in the WWE area. Sorry, that he wants to get beer money from TNA once they leave. So once they leave TNA, he wants to grab hold of beer money. Awesome. And also, apparently, according to the Kings of Wrestling debacle, he really does want to bring them in solely as a tag team. No singles talent there. He doesn't want to split them off and make them singles talent like you get with most tag teams. He wants to keep them as a tag team and keep them that way. That's brilliant. And you know what? If anyone is doubting Triple H as a creative force behind the scenes in day-to-day operations and stuff like that, even if it is storyline or not, then this might change your mind, especially if you're a wrestling fanatic person like us who goes on the internet, does these videos, you know. The two biggest news stories of the week, though, are coming up next, without a doubt. A high-ranking member of WWE's backroom staff has stated he does not want the Rock-Cena match to take place at WrestleMania. This is according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, if I need to correct myself on some sources. This individual believes that the match will be, in his words, it'll be counterproductive to work with The Rock because he feels as Cena is being pushed as the main star of the company, it would be counterproductive for him to get booed out of the Dolphin Stadium on April 2nd. April 2nd? April 1st? It's one April 1st, that's it, in Miami, Florida. Now, okay, this guy obviously is a member of the WWE backroom stuff, right? He obviously doesn't watch these videos or give a shit about us in the long term, right? But let me say something to you, pal. CM Punk, Cena. Who got cheered in their hometown? CM Punk. In Chicago, obviously, back at WrestleMania 22, he was supposedly the face of the company, John Cena. He got booed there. He got booed in the Hammerstein Ballroom in ECW One Night Stand 2006, right? You think it's counterproductive to screw the best match of the year away because you feel it will be counterproductive, that you think Cena, being the face of the company, it was such a bad image. Hulk Hogan was booed at WrestleMania 9 when he returned and won the title off Yokozuna. I could even note at some point, I'd even say Austin was booed sometimes, but most of that was for storyline. But if you think about it for 1 second, this is possibly the biggest match of our generation. This is going to be 10 years on from Hogan Rock. This is Rock Cena. This is the Hogan Rock of our decade, of our generation. Well, the Hogan Rock of the generation behind, but you know what I mean. The PG era of the WWE. This is their Hogan Rock moment. This is their defining feud. We're gonna get it, and it's good. And I don't want some apparently influential douchebag to try and stop what people have wanted for so long. They've wanted Rock Cena, and just because of some extremely biased crowd, you want to stop that? You want to stop the magic from taking place? Then you have no spine. Or, in most cases, you haven't got any spine, you haven't got any balls, and you haven't even got the heart to give the fans what they want. Because that basically goes with my ethos on WWE in recent years, that they don't give a shit. And this highlights that truth. But this guy doesn't care. Even the WWE guys who are in the offices in Stamford in Connecticut, they want this because they know it'll bring in the monies. But the fans want it because they know it'll be something, a sight to behold. And they know what they want. The guys in the back, they know what they want. And if you're willing to make WWE trash that all away, then that's just ridiculous. And you, sir, whoever you may be, Mr. Anonymous, whoever you may be, if this match does get cancelled, like, it's very unlikely it will, but if it does, then you can go straight to hell and go fuck yourself, because that's not how an executive at a company where this could bring in so much money, and if you're willing to take that away, then that's just really a piece of bad business. The last piece of news, which I only found out a couple of days ago, like many, a video was noted of Goldberg saying he would like to wrestle again by the end of 2011. Now take that with what you will. I'm not a fan of Goldberg. I slated the match at Survivor Series 2003. He is not a good in-ring worker. I've never been a fan of the guy, even though he is an extremely good mic worker. I'm never going to doubt that. His in-ring work is a bit lazy. But to know that he's could be wrestling again, that's good. I like that. I actually like that, because you imagine what kind of stuff he could do, you know? If he does come back to wrestling in WWE, I don't think he would do. But if he wrestles again, there's a whole plethora of ways it can go. And you know what, Bill? It'll be good. I'm giving it my thumbs up here. You come back, good stuff. I'd like to see what you do with this. I'm not the biggest fan of yours, but I'd like to see what you do with it. It should be interesting if you do come back to wrestle. Should be great. And guys, that is my In the News for this week. There will be no In the News next week. Because if you don't know, I'm going on work experience starting Sunday. Well, it starts Monday, but I'll be at my godparents on Sunday. So I'm going to tell you all right now, there will be no SummerSlam review. I'm sorry for that. No In the News, no Raw reaction next week. There will be a SmackDown reaction on the Friday, because I'll come back on the Friday. There will be a WrestleMania 21 flashback on the Sunday next week, because I'm going to be so tired, I'll only have enough time to do a SmackDown reaction before I faint. So, effectively, yeah, that's my schedule, hopefully, for the next week. There'll be no SummerSlam review, there'll be no Raw reaction, no In the News, okay? I'm sorry, but this work experience is very important, and it's radio. I need to go get my props on. I'm going to be back for my predictions on Saturday. I got my Friday SmackDown reaction, which could be an ultimatum, because that SmackDown reaction next week may not happen if this SmackDown doesn't turn up the goods. Alright? Also, I'll be doing a roster reveal reaction as well on the Sunday before I go off to my godparents' house. So, I hope you'll be there for my my SmackDown reaction on Friday. I hope you're here for my SummerSlam predictions on Saturday. And I hope you're here for the roster reveal, because this is going to be a really good end to the week, I feel. If you like what I'm here, you like what I'm doing, you want to hear more videos from me, and if you haven't done it already, somehow, click that subscribe button up there. You want to ask me Q&A questions? Click on the channel name and go straight to my channel with the Q&A moderator standing by. 6 questions so far, I need more people. Come on! Also, you want to comment on anything I've said? Any news stories that catch your eye? Go, ooh, I want to voice my opinion on that. Make a response down there, or make a comment as well. Up to you. Or, if you're not that subtle, you want to be a little more anonymous, click that like button. Yeah, the like button's there. People often forget about that. I've been Cream Crazy. You have been people watching. This has been another edition of In the News. And I will see you on Friday. Cheers.